What could
All
go
right.
wrong?
What could go wrong indeed? Wow, that was a fun 2 hours. Thank you. Good night. All right, so yeah, you guys are all leveled up. Did not record that. Didn't want to live through that again. So here's the deal. You guys were leaving. You were leaving the manor after dispatching all the Red Brand ruffians, and were sent on a side quest. You hit the city of Grace and saved Scrooge from himself. You assisted some ghosts. You helped him see the error of his ways, and you've made your way back, back down to the lost mine of Phandelver area, and you're currently in Phandalin. A quick reminder: in one of your inventories, you have 3 coins that do some pretty interesting things that allow you to quiz the ghost of the present, the past, and the future, if you remember correctly. So, if you get stuck or stumped, pull those out, and they will, within guidelines, be able to help you out. So, this finds you all at the Stonehill Inn. You've not been there a while. You're greeted, honestly, as heroes. Word has made its way back into the proper city, that you guys have taken care of at least the lion's share of the Red Brand problem. The manor, the manor is abandoned and empty, kind of ripe for the pickings. I'm going to give you guys a long rest now because you have earned it. So, behold the long rest.
Are we passing out at the table?
No. All right. There we go. And yes, I keep turning on rules now and then. The latest rule is at some point you got to eat food and drink stuff. Kind of a burden, but you will get exhausted if you don't, after every long rest, consume a ration. You don't need to do that here in town. But like, let's say we were on an adventure and you did a long rest, like you got to eat. That's why you carry that crap around. All right. So you're back, and you're at the inn, and you're sitting around this big ass table that they've prepared a bit of a feast for you guys, as thanks for all that you've done for the city so far. And I defer to you.
What's Zippy doing? Little Zippy's just like, is he flying or is he sitting? I need to know.
It looks like he's perched on a chair.
Probably he's perched on the back of a chair, maybe?
Sitting like a little gentleman with a little napkin.
Aw, he's so sweet. He's the hero. He should be at the head of the table. He should be the head of the table.
So, you're surrounded by a bunch of people. You're welcome to engage with them. Does anyone remember what you were doing when you were last here?
Killing people.
Well, here's some things you learned about, right? You got a lay of the land.
I talked to the wife. I talked to the innkeeper's wife.
Yeah, and I think you guys talked to the innkeeper's wife, right? You talked to Narth. He was an old farmer. And what Narth had said was, hey, you might want to talk to Sister Grail. She oversees the Shrine of Luck.
Yeah.
She, recently left town for a few days and returned sort of wounded and exhausted. There was something up there. I think you talked to a barmaid, right? And she mentioned that Darren Ethermoth, he's sort of an orchard keeper, is a former adventurer, right? There's someone out in the orchard who used to be an adventurer. You talked to Lenar. He's a miner, and he mentioned that orc raiders have been seen on the east side of the Troubadour Trail, and that the town master, it's one of the buildings in town, is looking for someone to sort of run them off. I believe you also talked to, I think it was the innkeeper's wife, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I'll remind you, but she told you about Orthale Dendar, woodcarver who you found his corpse in the manor and refreed his family. So you've closed the loop on that bit. Yeah, and you talked to Pip, and that's how you found out about a secret path. And I think the last person I think you may have talked to was there was a weaver named Frida, and she had mentioned that the Red Brands had been hassling every business in town, except for some reason for the Phandalin Miners Exchange, because they don't want trouble with Halia Thornton, and she's who runs it. So that's sort of the lay of who you talked to when you were last here. If you want to dive any deeper, you'll need to engage outside of the inn. Or, hell, you could call it a day.
Hey, Tom.
Yo.
If I wanted to write scrolls, I was kind of looking up on some rules. It states that I have to pay 25 gold pieces in order to sit down and actually comprehend a spell and write a scroll. If I'm the one doing it, not having somebody do it for me, do I still have to pay 25 gold pieces or no? It's like 25 gold pieces per 8-hour day.
For
the
someone,
only rule.
If
I were to,
yeah, I think I can look into this because I've not had someone ask if they want to write a scroll, but my spidey sense says that's the fee for making it happen. It's not just you sketching. You'll need access to books and parchment and gear and library time, right? To sort of pull all that knowledge into a scroll. What were you looking at? Or like, why were you trying to do a scroll?
Well, because I have a series of scrolls in here, but I would like to, be able to transcribe them and kind of make my own, like make it again kind of thing. So I have like Scroll of Comprehend Languages. There's a couple of other things in here too.
So I think you could look up having scrolls. I think once you've studied the scroll, you can. So I think the way a scroll works, and I could be wrong because I'm not a spellcaster by trade, is a scroll is a one-time use. So like you can use the scroll, comprehend languages, and it's poof, it's gone. I think the alternate is that you can study the scroll and learn comprehend languages, right? And then it's something that you can use over and over again.
I gotcha. But if I learn it, I would have to put it into my spells, correct?
Yeah.
And I can only carry a certain amount of spells.
Well, you can only carry a certain amount. So, like, look this up. You can only carry a certain amount of spells as part of your leveling process, right? But I believe, see if you can augment those. Like, I don't know that scrolls that you learn count against that.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Right? Those are like bonus spells.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
And speaking of that, people who have spells, which in 5e it seems like everybody, be sure you go to your actions tab, and at the very bottom it'll say mode. Turn it to preparation, and display. I just choose actions always anyway, and it's going to tell you if there's a little. It's going to tell you what you're allowed to. Yeah, you have to prepare your spells for the day. Right. So by default, you will not have anything prepared. So be sure you prepare whatever spells you plan on using.
I gotcha. Well, because I was going to sit and learn comprehend languages.
During the last... Yeah. Okay, so if that's the case, let me grab that spell. Is there any more... does anyone else have any other... Questions, thank you.
You're welcome.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I'm not the goodest. All right, so during the last rest, the long rest, Nick sort of hung back in his room while you guys, milled about and restocked whatever's, and when you returned back to the inn, he was just delighted what level spell is this? That he has now learned comprehend languages. So bam, you now have comprehend languages. Good for 60 minutes. It's a durable thing. And destroy the scroll in your inventory. It is now gone because you've learned it.
Well, all right.
Right. So as you studied it, you knew it because in a poof of smoke, the scroll went away. All right. So for your convenience, I'm going to share with you. Does anyone plan on sticking around the inn anymore?
No, that's good.
Negatory.
I'm done with this free food.
All right. So you now should see the map of Phandalin, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And you should be able to see the whole thing, right? It's not black, right? You can see the names and all that good stuff.
Yep.
There it is. Yep.
So since you last saw this, I think I've added things like names of places onto it, right? Because now that you know the city, you can see places. There's a woodworker. There's Herman Wester's home, Town Master's Hall. These places are all familiar to you. There's the Shrine of Luck.
Let's go to the Trader Joe's.
The Trader Jorge's, yes. You know, I think in the shop, if you want provisions, you can go to Barthen's Provisions. You can also go to the Lion Shield Coster shop. Right? Quite a few. There's nothing quite as amazing as Bloodbath and Beyond from when you guys were at,
yes,
after being dropped off with Spanky. But you know, I'm sure you can find something. Does anyone need items?
Check out the woodworker.
Yeah, so the woodworker, the woodworker is if you have any wooden items, doesn't really have much for sale, but he's a woodworker who can fix stuff. If you have anything that you need fixed, it's kind of like a cobbler of wooden items.
Very specialty role.
I do believe.
Do we want to go talk to any of the people that we had talked to previously? It sounds like there's a bunch of potential quests.
Yeah.
The Shrine of Luck sounded interesting. She came back exhausted and wounded. See what that's about.
And that also contains Sister Grail's potions and stuff shop.
Yeah. So we get some potions and a quest.
All right. So so let me take you.
Do some looting.
All right. Share it with you. Blippity bloop. And let me get you guys on to it. Una momento. So you're now all at the Shrine of Luck. Oh.
And I just got luck as a feat. That's a good sign.
Look at that. That's pretty good stuff. All right, so you guys walk down the street and you guys are greeted. People are like high-fiving and cheering, and like you guys are seriously, you've made this town unbelievably happy. The Red Brands were causing some serious trouble. And you heard this in the bar, and you heard this a little bit, I believe, in the manor. You keep hearing of people sort of mumbling about Black Spider. Like there's something bigger behind all of this, bigger than it's bigger than Glassstaff, right? You get the feeling that Glassstaff might have been just a secondary part of this narrative, not necessarily the big bad guy. So sort of file Black Spider away back of your head, and it's something you have to think about later on. But you arrive at this, you arrive at Phandalin only temple. It's like this small shrine. It's made of stone, taken from nearby ruins. it's actually been dedicated to Timora. She's the goddess of luck and good fortune, right? The shrine is in the care of this scholarly acolyte named Sister Grail. She's a zealous young elf, who despairs. She despaired of all of the grief that the Red Brands brought to the town. I'm not going to tell you that bit. Cool. So yeah, I can't give you all the notes. So anyway, so you're there, and Sister Grail is. Hold on, I'm looking for the encounter. Oh, there we go. Sister Grail, she's in that round shrine, just sort of hanging out.
A+ for lining up. We know how to walk through the city.
You do.
Let's go talk to that lady.
Say yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, hey, who's breaking formation, man?
I was clustering you.
You ruined our line.
I know, right?
We were holding hands.
You're
So
in
we don't get
marching order.
lost.
There's Karen. Karen, back here. All right. Cool. So, what do you want to do? You want to talk to her? Oh, okay.
Yeah, somebody go quest talking to her.
Let's send in Karen.
Yeah, somebody who's not half orc, go talk to her.
I'm not on the campaign right now.
little Zippy, go deal with that.
Okay, hold
on. All right. Who's playing Cyrus?
Cyrus?
I will move Cyrus, but you guys are going to tell me what's what.
Oh yeah, let's play Cyrus. How about Fabia? Why don't you go talk?
Yeah, so whoever wants to talk, I'm going to unlock. I always regret doing this. I'm going to unlock the tokens. So you're free. You're free to move around. This is usually when Cliff makes himself giant, and then other people spin in circles. All right.
I'm still.
I have so many maps open right now.
Yeah.
You can close everything other than Shrine of Luck, and I'll reshare them with you whenever you need.
Do I take off my shoes before I go in the temple?
Are you asking me, the GM, or are you asking her?
No, I'm talking to Fabia. Do I take off my shoes before I go in the temple?
I hear what you're asking. There's no need. There's no need for you to take off your shoes. There's no need. All are welcome at the shrine.
My son was yelling in my ear. What'd you say?
What was this? I didn't hear you. There was someone yelling in your ear.
When's the yoga practice start?
Now. There is no yoga. There is no yoga. And quite honestly, I'm a bit beside myself. My sister, my superiors have asked me to undertake a delicate mission, and I don't know that I'm up for it. But that's not your problem.
You sound like you ate a helium balloon and then turned down your volume, Thomas. Can you hear him, Fabia?
Volume's a lot lower. Barely.
Do I still sound like I've turned my volume down? Is this better?
It's a little better.
Why don't I just stop with the fancy voices?
What was your mission?
Those make it cheeky and fun.
So there's a banshee named Agatha, right? And we have a question about a spell book. And, I went and I sought out Agatha in her lair, but I couldn't get her to appear. So I'm unable to fulfill the mission. And we really just want to ask her a simple question about the spell book. Right? I'm part of the Harpers. Are you familiar with the Harpers?
Nope.
No.
Ah, but you are. You are the Harpers. The Harpers are who brought you on all of these adventures.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I totally remember that.
Oh, I was.
Yes. The Harpers are the ones.
Thinking Harpers.
Those Harpers. Okay.
And
the Harpers are after Nick Mellock.
Oh, that's
Nick
right.
Mellock.
Who
are they after Nick
Not
Mellock?
me, Skylar. It's
or are they trying to help
else.
Nick Mellock?
I'm Dave Flaylock.
Didn't we call you like Chris or something? It was something totally different.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, it's Mike. Mike Naylock.
So it sounds like you want us to go kill this banshee.
Well,
no.
Or ask some questions to the banshee.
Yeah, no, it's not about killing. It's not about killing the banshee. It's about we're trying to understand about this. We have a question about the spell book, right? We need. So what we're thinking is, if we give Agatha a suitable gift, we have this silver comb that might persuade her to tell us what she knows about the location of the spell book. That belonged to this legendary mage named Bowgentle. Not to be confused with Bowfinger. We believe that anyone who sort of flatters her vanity might be able to trade this comb for an answer. And I could not get her to appear for me. But if indeed we're a non-profit shrine, right? And we don't carry a lot of money. You will have our debt. You will have the gratitude of the Harpers, and you can always use the gratitude of the Harpers. And I can offer you some healing potions as payment for your efforts, if you can help. If you can't, I understand, right? I, the wee elf that I am, I will try to find some other way to make this happen.
Where do we go to find the banshee? And definitely not.
How are we supposed to make her appear if you weren't able to make her appear?
So first, it's you follow Troubadour Trail, and I can sketch a rough map that'll get you there. I didn't have a suitable gift to flatter her. And we're thinking this comb is going to be something that's going to it's a very nice comb. It's not just it's not a comb that you get from the Five and Dime. You aren't going to see this at Bloodbath.
Oh, so you didn't. So you didn't have the comb with you when you went.
No, we hadn't thought to play into her vanity. That's not how we're wired. Here at the shrine, we look for the goodness, and there was no goodness to be found. So we're going to have to lean into the vanity. But it's worth it if we can find out about this book, right? You seem you there, and she points at Nick. You seem familiar. Are you a Harper?
I am not. I am. I mean, obviously, as my group has stated, we have been associated with them sometime or another. They're actually the ones who brought us here.
Oh, so you're aware of their virtues and them wanting to have a positive change on the world and those around.
I'm curious. Every time we've come across a Harper, the name Nick Mellock always comes up. Do you know how he's associated with the Harpers and perhaps maybe this tome that you're trying to get us to?
Roll a perception check. I mean, my God, we got to roll something tonight, right, guys? Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, right.
Roll a perception.
Crap. There we are. Skip. Oh, man. What am I doing? I have a mouse.
No idea.
Perception. There it is.
Skills.
That's it. Persuasion. There it is.
Hold on.
Into the
You roll that,
shower
and I got someone.
Son of a bitch.
Tom, can you give me the map? I don't have it.
I'm unmuted. All right. So Nick, you rolled a 10. So it's almost inconclusive, but you get the feeling she's being upfront with you, right? And perhaps she sees some virtue in you as a future Harper, right? She does add that it seems a little odd, but they do try to enact positive change through the search for knowledge and utmost secrecy. So we're very protective of our secrets. But when if you decide to go on this and you come back at some point, follow up with me, and I'd be happy to have a longer conversation, and perhaps you become a watcher.
And what is a? Can I ask what a watcher is?
It's sort of the entry level into the Harpers. So you get the feeling you aren't sure if the Harpers are a cult, or a secret society, or what, but you definitely feel like you've been sort of pigeonholed for recruitment.
What's the nature of the book that we're inquiring about?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, what I know, and look, my superiors don't tell me everything, is that this spell book belonged to, like I said, a mage named Bowgentle. So I know that it's a spell book, and I know that this mage was legendary. He was well known, and although I like to think that the word gentle is in his name, so he can't be all bad.
What was that name again? You say Bojangle?
No, I don't know of a Bojangle. This is a Bowgentle. Gentle as in gently caress your cheek.
Oh, I see.
And so we have to get the banshee to appear. Get the banshee
comb.
with the comb. Then get the banshee to tell us about a book. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she pulls out the comb, and it's like this jeweled silver comb, and it's probably worth some money. You don't know for sure, but it is quite like even you, Karen, are taken back by this comb is beautiful, and if you were to possess this, you might feel like 30% more beautiful. So it could totally play into the vanity.
All right. And
Let's go find a banshee.
yeah, just to confirm, probably don't kill the banshee, right?
Oh my goodness! Do not kill the banshee.
And if we did kill the banshee, how bad would it be?
Well, it wouldn't be. I mean,
because we do accidentally kill sometimes.
It happens.
Yeah.
To be fair, we only kill when they. It's usually when we flub up on our words and don't know what to say. They get frustrated and attack us, and it's usually in defense. Usually,
most of the time.
Yeah, sometimes we start it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it really you're in defense? I mean, Nick, you spend half of the battles dead.
Half dead.
To be fair, yeah.
All right, let's go. Not kill a banshee.
All right, so let's do this. So why don't we stick our toe into this bit of a quest, and then we'll call it an evening, so we don't stay. Like this was a logistical kind of night. Let me unshare this. Unshare this.
Yes.
Unshare this, and I will share this one. This is not what I thought it was. I do not remember studying this one. Oh no, it's all good.
Is it her hand-drawn map for us?
Yeah, the map will get you there. It's like you're gonna get there and you're gonna arrive. So let me go here. Let me share this. I'm sharing.
Ross, kill the banshee.
Don't kill the banshee.
I hope we remember that next week.
Well, I think the one, look, I think playing right into his character, or her character, Karen's the one who will probably have to be gently reminded not to kill the banshee or little Zippy. Okay, let me get you guys onto.
Let's not tell Cyrus next week and see what he does.
All right, Fabia, Karen,
This is a dump.
Skylar, Nick.
I thought we were going to someplace nice.
Yeah, I know. When I've visited lairs, they're always lovely. So, all right. So, look, what you. Everyone roll a history check for me.
History.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you just give that to all of us or no?
That tool for like request rolls has not been working. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Skylar to
I'm
the
a
rescue.
Smart.
Yeah, I think we can stop rolling.
Oh, okay.
Only if you want to, unless you want to try and beat Skylar, just for bragging rights.
Did mine not go?
Yours did not go. And I'm glad we waited for that 4. So, all right, Skylar. Skylar. As you guys sort of walk into town, you can go like, he's like, I think I know this place. This is this town of Phandelver. I think at one point this place was just ravaged by barbarians, and was sort of left in ruins. And as you guys can see, like, this there's not much left, right? You think this probably was a lovely place when it was around and in good shape, but now it's left like the years have not been kind. The barbarians were not kind. But Skylar, you also realize that like from the ruins of Phandelver, this trail will lead northwest into sort of the Neverwinter Wood. So, the forest grows dark and still as the trail winds deeper into the trees. Heavy vines and thick layers of moss drape the branches. The air is noticeably colder than it was in the ruined village, or is getting in the ruined village. Rounding the bend of the trail, you see a screen made from warped branches of trees standing close together, woven into a dome-like shelter in the shadows. A low doorway leads inside. So, interestingly, I think that you just cruised through this little town. Hold on.
What do you mean we're cruising through this little town?
Yeah, I think there's something. Your GM is very confused suddenly. Like this is the map. This is the map it said to bring up. Right. Pause. Talk amongst yourselves.
Ooh, let's do free roaming. I'm gonna go check out that well.
Yeah, I'm super confused. Assets. Where are we again? Agatha's lair.
This doesn't look like a layer.
Yeah, I thought it was a tree. Hold on. Images. Data. Maps. Come on, open up. Maps. Extended. And this may be where my fantasy grounds is spinning and turned. Did it disconnect from anybody?
It did earlier, but it came back.
I got muted.
My entire interface just turned. Oh, there we go. Just turned white. Okay, hold on. How do I make it a list view? List. There it is. That's what I was expecting to see. Ha! Okay, hold on 1 second. Great image record. Share record. You guys should be seeing a thing now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's loading.
It's loading, yeah.
Agatha's IHOP.
Agatha is the banshee?
Yeah, so Agatha's the banshee, and this is her home.
Tiny for a banshee.
Did you watch WandaVision?
I did.
Yes.
I keep wondering if it's a crossover. Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. And
Are her hands gonna be black?
all right, so can you guys see? You guys can see the map, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like she lives in a tree.
She's like a Keebler elf. All right, so let me zoom in. Good. So you know. So let me drag you guys now here. You
Well,
walk
that's
up.
tiny little thing.
Holy smokes! Yeah. This is what happens when you do things real time. Let me remove little Zippy. That's not good. Give me 1 more second, because I wasn't prepared for this moment. This is what I get. This is what I get. Probably about right there.
The Matrix.
Yeah, you know, I was I did the Scrooged. I decided to do very last minute, like the night before, and was more prepared than I am today. This one caught me off guard. Okay, now a grid should have just shown up, and now when I drag little Zippy on, he won't be the size of a pin.
There he is.
There's that. Let me throw some Tato over here. Let me throw some Favia. Let me throw some Karen, sort of hanging up by the weeds. Skylar. Mr. Nick. Mr. Bing. And Noodle. Is everybody on?
On.
Awesome.
On to the break of dawn.
All right.
I feel so bad. We didn't bring a housewarming gift.
Yes, I can make sure of that, by the way, Nick.
I do have my book of poetry, though, so.
So
we do have a pretty comb for her.
Oh,
you
yeah.
do. So, you know, you guys, like I said, you know, heavy vines and thick layers of moss drape the branches, and the air is noticeably colder than it was in the ruined village as you walked through it. I don't know why they had me share that ruined village. You didn't even stop there. Rounding the bend to the trail, you see a screen made from sort of warped branches of a tree standing close together, woven into sort of a dome-like shelter in the shadows. And there's a low doorway leads inside, and there is a door.
Let's go in.
Should we knock?
Yeah, let's knock. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Not tick her off.
All right. So who's gonna knock? Is it Cyrus that's gonna knock?
Yeah, Cyrus should knock, but he has to be like fancy.
All right. So Cyrus sort of goes like, shaving a haircut knock.
Gentleman.
And
Gentlemanly.
as he's knocking, the door just sort of slides open. Sort of like just opens up from him knocking. It just, you can see it sort of push the door open. And what you see is this is a home of sorts, right? And it's sheltered within sort of the dome of those wooden and woven branches, right? It's sparsely furnished with some chests and shelves and a table. There's a reclining couch. All of it is sort of old elven craft.
Did we detect traps or anything?
You have not. You just walked right up. No one asked us roll a perception or anything.
Is it yeah, generally I think would want to take a look around, or like from where we're at kind of look around, but is it dusty and the feeling abandoned, or does it look like it's being actively lived in?
Just from where, so this is a visual that you don't need to roll. You can just sort of look. It's a little dusty. It does look like someone does live there, but not it's not like they get a lot of visitors, right? So this is very sort of like hermit-like living conditions.
I think we should definitely check some things out before we decide to walk through the door.
Yes.
Agreed.
Is that like a perception check or no?
Yeah. If you sort of want to get a lay of the land, roll a perception check.
Son of a fucking damn it.
Karen.
Karen is like sort of
She sees all.
Does some grunting, right? And and you get a feeling that you get there's a little unease, right? Like you don't think there's anything sort of gonna no jump scares ahead. You definitely don't feel like there's any danger around you right now. You do get the feeling that that someone is near, right? And but you feel like it's probably safe to go in.
All right.
Let's go in, man.
Alrighty.
Let's do it.
Right, so Cyrus, sort of pops in.
Yeah, just stick him in first.
Yeah. So who's all going in? I got Skylar. I got Cyrus. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll be going in, but I'm gonna go in after everybody else has wanted to go in. We'll go in.
Will we all
right.
good? Yeah.
Well, if Zippy flies, can he just hang out near me?
Yeah, and this is sort of free move, so you guys can I'll just move you guys in who was already here, just so you're not blocking the door. So many things. So yeah, you guys are all filing in. Man, someone's moving all over the place. That's Mr. Nick. Anyone else outside still? So
Tato.
So I think Tato thinks she's just gonna sort of like step in the doorway and just sort of watch your back, right? You guys see that it's one way in and one way out. So she's sort of there keeping an eye out. So as you step in, the air grows cold and a powerful feeling of dread grips you. There's a cold, pale light that flickers in the air, rapidly taking on the form of a female elf. Her hair and her robes are waving in the spectral wind. She might have been beautiful once, but sort of a hateful expression twists her features now. She's like, foolish mortals, she snarls. What do you want here? Do you not know it is death to seek me out?
Where is she on the map?
Well, she's nowhere yet, so I will put her on a map in just one moment.
I want to check her out.
Alrighty, that is not what I need to do. Man, they have just jacked me with this new interface. I can never find anything. Okay. Here we go. Do. And skadoosh, she appears. Sort of wavering. All right. So she's sort of standing there, and she seems, a little aggro.
Do we want to give her comb?
I was just gonna say, who actually has the comb?
Oh yeah, who has the comb? Oh shit, did we leave the comb?
No, she handed it to Mr. Bing. She just I'm assuming that Bing's your leader, so she handed it to Bing.
Okay.
Hate it
Phew.
I'm gonna say in classic Mark form, hey friend, we were sent here by Sister Garael. Of the who is overseeing the Shrine of Luck. She'd said that she had tried to she sent us to speak to you
about what? Why would she send you here? Does she seek death for you?
Ooh, that sounds ominous.
Well, it seems when we spoke to her,
maybe get to the comb.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sent us here to give you this. And I gave her the comb.
And ask about the book.
And there was also words about a book that may be in your possession, or that you may know of a book.
What's your sequence of events? Is it the book first, or is it the comb first? Like, what do you?
Book.
Are you offering her a gift?
Yeah, the comb first.
All right, so are you telling her that you want to trade this comb for a book?
No, we want to tell her she's beautiful. Lure with comb.
Yeah, there you go. I actually like that idea.
Yes.
All right. So what was that? You're doing the comb out? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the comb, and
so as
do
a gift,
yeah. Real quick, do we want to position it as a gift, or do we want to start off with it as a trade?
She might be offended at a trade. She sounds like she's a little ticked.
Yeah, let's just give her the comb.
All right.
You can always kill her if she gives us a hard time.
I think we all know where this is going. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Nick, Nick reaches out with this comb, and she sees it, and you can see the sort of the vanity, take over, because you have a gift for her, you're not going to have to roll a persuasion check, and she says, she smiles with cold amusement, very well, she says, and grabbing the comb. I know you seek many things. Ask me one question, and I will give you an answer. So she's willing to answer one question. So
am I still rolling for persuasion or no?
No, you don't need to, because you have a gift. If you had gotten to this point without the gift, then you would have had to roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
So she's going to answer one question. Right, now Agatha sent you to ask about the book. You also know she may know something about the Black Spider. She may know something about the Harpers, or what happened to that city, right? So you might want to be strategic about what you ask.
Gonna be a run-on
I'm
sentence.
fine staying on task. Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
Unless anybody else has another pretty gift.
So Nick, are you still speaking for the group?
I think so. You said that there was like a wave of vanity that came across her when I gave her a comb?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the only reason she's answering your one question and not killing you.
Interesting.
Like, you guys definitely get the feeling that you know, she can slip into and out of existence. You probably couldn't take her on.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Can I roll? I would like to figure out what kind of specter she is.
Sure.
So what would I have to roll for that? Is that a history?
I think that would be. Is that investigation? Might be history.
Or
Yeah. It would. No, oh yeah, or it could be Arcana because it's magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I watched an entire YouTube video that was like no one really ever is quite sure which thing to roll. So you sort of play it by ear. Intelligence check measures your ability to recall lore about spells, magic items, symbols, traditions, and planes of existence. Yeah, go roll an Arcana.
All right. Uno memento. Oh, not with that fucking roll.
Yeah, so you know she's a specter. You know that this is something that you get. You know, it seems this is something she's done to herself. So she's controlling this. This wasn't done to her. This is a simple, parlor trick, a manifestation of her probably a pretty incredible power.
What is?
The specter.
Oh,
you asked about being a specter. Yeah. So you don't know much about specters in general, but you can, other than maybe Inspector Gadget. But yeah, bad. But you do, at least with the 10, get the feeling that she's unbelievably power, and you're not quite sure if this power comes from a dark place or you don't get the feeling it comes from a good place, but it isn't necessarily evil. Just a lot of power here.
Well, yeah, maybe let's just ask her to tell us everything about the book and get up out of here.
Yeah.
So I,
including location.
I want to try and get more than one question out of her.
I don't think you're gonna get more than one.
By leaning into her beauty and good looks.
Oh.
You're gonna hit on the Banshee and then.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So Fabia, you sort of see that Nick's angling to work the system a little bit. And let me take a look at Nick's.
Everybody's slowly backing away from Nick.
Yeah, I'm looking at Nick's identity real quick. So you're good. You're a good person, and you are not very deceptive. Nor are you very persuasive. So Fabia, you've seen Nick in action, right? Like, you've seen him hitting on the ladies at the bar and not having much success. You've seen him try to negotiate things, and he's kind of average, right, at it. And you get the feeling that if Nick blows this, she's not gonna have, like, she's humoring you right now. So that's sort of what you're thinking, Fabia. Skylar.
Yeah.
Looking at you. Your deception's horrible, and your persuasion is horrible. It's a 0. You're also good, right? So if you play to your character, you wouldn't necessarily be looking to screw over old Agatha here. Looking at Favia, ironically, has the same deception and persuasion level as Nick. Noodle, you are good. Ben, you are all good.
You know
good.
who has the best, probably deception and persuasion of the group, right?
Yeah, well, it's not Noodle because she has -1 deception, right? Like she can't even kid herself, right?
It's my little chaotic evil friend I carry around with me.
Well, so Karen has a +2 deception and persuasion.
Ooh.
And then where is Mr. Bing? Mr. Bing. Well, Mr. Bing has a +4 deception and persuasion, as well as.
Then he and Zip are about the same.
Although he has not filled in his alignment yet, so I'm gonna have to get on him. I didn't realize because I need to know his alignment, right? So Cyrus sort of side eyes Nick across the room, and leans over Favia, and where'd he go? Makes his way sort of across the room here, and was like, do you really feel like we're going to trick this powerful, like,
no,
no,
wait, no,
like Agatha into like giving us more? This is like wishing for more wishes, right? He's like, look, yeah. I can give it a shot, but we might want to make sure that the first thing we ask is the most important, because there may not be a second or third.
Yes,
I mean, we may not leave this room at all if we push our luck.
What are we considering our question to be, even?
So your quest was to find out about the book, but you could,
yes.
Look, you guys, you don't know, you're looking for Cragmagal Castle, right? You've heard of the Wave Echo Cave, right? You've heard of the Black Spider. You've heard some rumblings about something called the Old Owl Well. She's a very capable diviner and can answer any of your questions. But you only get one, right? And I think Cyrus doesn't feel like you're going to get a second answer.
No, and the reason we're getting her to answer anything is the comb that was provided by the Harpers. So we need to ask about the book, Nick.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Right.
What is your favorite book?
So, who wants to answer? And I love your jokes, but someday I may make you stick to it. And she will answer
right.
She may say, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and be gone, right? So in all seriousness, who's asking the question for your group? I'm not gonna roleplay Cyrus on that one.
Well, Cyrus would be asking the question.
Yeah. I'm happy, but you put the words in his mouth, and we'll make it come out of Cyrus's mouth with whatever.
We need to know about it, as well as try to get the location, right? Because they don't know where it is. So we need an "and" there, But details about the book and its location. I don't know.
Tell us everything about the book, parentheses, including where it's at.
So you're going to give her a for instance. Tell us everything about Bo Gentle's book. For instance, what does it do, and
can we say, like, can you tell us the history of the book?
So I have comprehend languages. So if we can ask them we can ask her where the book is located, and I can comprehend languages, and we can figure out what the book says when we get it. But I think we won't be able to do anything about the book unless we know where it is.
So you are assuming, of course, that the book is in like Spanish or something.
Why doesn't she draw us a map to the book?
Not bad. Yeah.
I like that.
Because I feel like it has to be a detailed question because, like, in theory, she could be like, it's laying on a table in a room here.
Yes,
I
exactly.
Yeah.
don't know where that is.
That's why I'm like, if she draws a map to the book, then we at least know how to get there.
From here, from current location or something. Something.
Yeah.
And annotate any problems that we might come across.
I mean, you could also just phrase it as "tell us what we need to know to get the book,"
Yeah.
which would include, location, but also any other things that we would need to know.
I think she could say something really funny like, "You have everything you need within yourself to find the book."
She doesn't seem like the riddly type, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge.
You do see that she's growing impatient.
Yeah. Let's fire one off here.
Okay.
You or Karen, what did you say regarding?
I liked Karen's question.
So Karen,
That's what I
you're now
think.
speaking on behalf of Mr. Bing. Say Mr. Bing's stuff.
Tell us could you tell us what we need to know to acquire this book we're discussing?
Question.
And she gets this big ass grin, and she said, "The answer to your question is yes. I could tell you that."
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just being a dick for a second.
Yeah. DM revenge.
Yeah, that would be a real horrible move on my part. So so she does chuckle. She makes her little joke and chuckles, and she says, "But look, that's Bo Gentle spellbook. Yeah, I traded that book to a necromancer named Senerth. He's in the city of my eyes are bad. I got to get closer. Irabor, right? And that was like more than 100 years ago. I have no idea what's become of the book since then. But I'm sure, if you track him down, you'll find the truth."
Cool.
All right.
Thank you very much. You're so pretty. If you wouldn't mind just telling us a little bit more, maybe where we might find him. If not, we'll leave right.
Lady, we have one more question.
All right, so roll a persuasion. Whoever is like, I guess that was Skylar, and what do you have, -1? Roll your persuasion.
Yeah. Does anybody have high persuasion?
Zippy does. I have a +1.
I'm +2.
Cyrus has the best
+4.
persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah, Cyrus.
All right, so he like Cyrus reluctantly, she said 1, and he rolls a 19.
Oh, yes.
Right. And even with a 19, Cyrus is like, "Can we ask you one more thing?" And
Beautiful lady.
And because that persuasion check was so high, she simply says, "No, and I won't kill you for asking a second question.
Okay.
But you need to leave my home now." And and as you're exiting, she's like, sort of spread the word that I do not like visitors.
Ooh, grumpy pants. We're leaving.
And so with that, you guys have completed the quest, right?
I guess we're going to meet this dude.
Yeah. And
The necromancer?
So there's I have to click the right completion. So that was the Banshee's bargain. Right, because there was about 40 quests that you could have asked her about a lot of things that would have completed quests. So sort of in closing, Gariel was asked to do that mission. They wanted her to persuade the Banshee, right, to to tell her about this book. They now know the location of the book, and all of that all of that's going to work out. So for that, you're all going to get some experience. And how many of you are there? There's 8.
There's
Well, I
8.
gotta-
We're the elegant 8.
There's 8. My phone's gone. Someone took my phone. Oh, no, that's okay. I'll just use my other thing here. I got to do some math, you guys.
Don't get me started. All day long.
Really? Bad day for math?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. So
I had 2 small groups, that's all. It was terrible.
You're each going to get 50 experience points for this.
Ooh, look at
And,
us.
and you will get
Huzzah.
three healing potions.
Ooh.
So let me go into
You guys can take them.
items.
Am I
Yeah.
encumbered? I think I am by like 10 pounds.
It doesn't say you're encumbered.
Okay, good.
Healing. Potion of healing. Let me take these into the. Who wants them?
You guys.
Let's see.
I think I've already got a
Yeah.
couple.
So do I think.
I'm gonna put them in your party
Me too.
inventory, and someone should
Oh yeah, I've
take
got
them.
like 5.
Yeah.
I have 2.
I have
3.
1.
You need it, Nick.
Yeah,
Zippy
you're
gets
dying.
5.
You're dying.
How is Zippy carrying 5 healing potions?
No idea.
Isn't that encumbering him? That's like carrying 5 great swords for an imp.
Wait, little Zippy has what?
He has 5
This is
healing
5
potions.
potions of healing.
Yeah, you need to
And 3
unencumber little Zippy.
torches. I don't. Why does he have 3 torches?
I
did
don't
not
know
give him
because
3
because
torches.
he's the whoever his wrangler is cruel.
I did not.
Carry
I
all
did
my
not give him
shit,
torches.
tiny man or girl.
He has 2 eye patches.
He should wear an eye patch. That'd be hilarious.
And an earring. He has an earring.
That's
He's a
awesome.
pirate.
That is awesome.
Thanks, Thomas.
You are welcome.
That's
All
awesome.
right. And so so this was a maintenance and theater of the mind evening. I'm glad I was able to find the map that was not linked anywhere in this thing. I think this is one of those that when they wrote this, they didn't have a map for it, and this was I got a bunch of extra maps because people were like, it's weird to play this without a map. Although I guess you could see how it wasn't really necessary. There was no fight, so it was just something to look at.
Yeah.
So when we next play, we'll just start here, right? I'm not sure you guys want to go back to the town. You may want to go back and look at that ruined village. You may want to see you may just want to wander the countryside. I mean, there's a lot of things that you could possibly do.
We gotta find dude.
What's that?
Necromancer.
The necromancer.
Yeah.
Find this necromancer.
Dude.
Yeah. So, if you want to make your way, none of you. I mean, you guys can roll the history check, but I can tell you it's going to have to be pretty high. None of you know where this place is, or who that person is. Right. So, at some point, you need to go back and tell Sister Grail. So, I would suggest you maybe do that before you go wandering too much of the country.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you want me to
Didn't they
fast
say-
track you, what's that?
Yeah, but didn't they say like 100 years ago where he was? He could still be there.
Yeah.
He is a necromancer, so he has the ability to not die or
Yeah, so-
create like.
So you got to ask yourself: Are you gonna?
So
Do
he
you want to?
could still be where he was.
So are you going to usurp Sister Grail
Let's go back to the lady.
and go after the
Yeah.
book, or are you going to tell her about the book and see if she asks you to go after it? I mean, there's many ways that you can work this.
Yeah. For next
I
time.
feel like we'll
Yeah.
probably go back to her.
I don't
Yeah.
trust. I don't trust the Harpers because they want to steal my. They want to steal my stuff.
Kill
So
your soul.
I,
So I think you should go back and either like rewatch those episodes or rethink what you just said. What you shared with the
Me?
group was that they offered to protect you from the people seeking out the knowledge. Your assumption is that they're trying to do it for nefarious reasons. But you've now met several different Harpers, including Sister Grail, who are clearly wired from a good place. So maybe really rethink if this is some evil cult that's trying to hurt you and steal from you. Just saying.
Okay.
So it's just a
You have
little...
time now, David.
It's not like you're going to get a visitor up there in COVID land.
Nope.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, David has COVID.
Oh yeah, he's trapped. He's not allowed out of that room.
Yeah, I know Mark is sick. I don't know if he has COVID or not. I know that Christy was getting tested for COVID. My assumption is that everybody has COVID now.
Oh my God, it's everywhere. It's crazy.
Although, you know, just you follow the guidance of the schools. Like, that's all good. Just send them to school. It's fine. It's all good. No harm, no foul. Honestly, no harm, no foul. So, awesome. Any questions before we wind it up?
Nope.
Awesome. Nice, short and sweet. I tell you, these housekeeping sessions are more exhausting than when we're beating stuff up.
Yeah.
So let's next time I'll make sure that you guys kill some stuff. All right.
Let's beat stuff up.